Kiefer. Kevin Kiefer.
The 80s philosophy group, also known as the Bangles, wisely mused, time, 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 see what's become of me. And isn't it true that the timing in our personal decision-making process can make all the difference in the world? Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests, and especially Wendy. Wendy, today you gave us an outstanding speech on the importance of timing in our personal decision-making process. And we know from our own experience that timing can be everything. There were two especially commendable points of your speech I wanted to point out today. The first was diction and enunciation. I understood every single word that she said. Most people say the word pattern. Wendy said pattern. It was clear. It was crisp. It was focused. It was like honey coming off of the tongue. It was sweet. The second thing that I thought was absolutely outstanding was humor. And it wasn't just humor, like we'll hear later tonight in a humorous speech, but truly authentic humor that disarmed us, that engaged us, that brought us in. It helped us to really understand the message because each of your stories involved humor. And I have to admit, the fact that it took you an entire morning to pick out a jacket means you are related to some women in my family. I have three suggestions that I think would make this speech even stronger. The first is pausing. Wendy, when you said, "Have you ever been stood up?" you went right on. It would have been stronger if you said, "Have you ever been stood up?" and paused. Waited. Let us marinate and percolate in that thought. If you do that, the listener becomes an active participant because we're now all thinking about who stood us up or who we stood up. The pause is powerful. Second thing I would recommend is intentional blocking. I found myself slightly distracted when you were moving from side to side on the stage without intentional movement. But when you had intentional movement, like you ran back here, I knew exactly what was happening. I would recommend pick a spot on the stage for each point or for each character so that we know specifically when you're in this spot, something is about to happen consistently. Intentional blocking. The third is the opening. You used the traditional Toastmasters opening and how are you doing? I would recommend modifying that. Start with your opening question. Draw us in right away so we're hooked. Then you can go to the Toastmasters opening. In summary, great diction, wonderful humor. And if we work on pausing and intentional blocking, modifying that opening, you're going to take this speech from that 80s hazy shade of winter to crystal clarity to helping people understand the timing involved in their decision-making process.